I'm Dr. Colsanti, and in this video I want to talk to you about perspectives on differences between men and women. Two perspectives I want to focus on. One is the biological perspective and the other is the anthropological perspective. These aren't exclusive categories for us to think about. In fact, there are many other perspectives we could use and that we'll be looking at as we go forward. But I think they're a good foundation for us to understand the complexity that's involved when we're dealing with sex differences and gender differences. These two terms, sex and gender, are oftentimes used interchangeably, but I think erroneously. Sex is oftentimes, or should be, associated with the biological perspective, that it defines the differences between a male and a female of the species according to genetic characteristics or physical characteristics that we can observe. Genetic characteristics refer to on the 23rd chromosome for humans, we find whether or not a person has an XX chromosome or an XY chromosome. The XY refers to male, or the XX refers to female. But these aren't even as clear cut as you might think, because recent research is really clarifying that these are not binary categories. It's better thought of as a spectrum. And you'll see that as you go through the unit. Gender differences are oftentimes, or should be, associated with the anthropological perspective and sociological perspectives on human differences, particularly masculinity and femininity, how these concepts of maleness or femaleness get defined by particular societies, how they result in different actions and different behaviors that are acceptable or encouraged or discouraged in particular places. So masculinity varies widely from one place to another, and so does femininity. I raise this as the first point of view for us to think about because it's problematic if you can't define the differences that you're dealing with, if you can't define what a male is and what a female is, or what masculine is or what feminine is, then you're going to have some real problems making generalizations that hold true about males and females. That's what we're going to be looking at, and hopefully this unit will introduce you to some of that complexity so that you can think more broadly and more openly about sex and gender, and more clearly about their differences and what these terms are referring to and what the literature is showing on them.